The bell is officially rung. This Monsters Ball match is already off to a chaotic start. Rhino, Abyss started off taking out Jeff Hardy. Meanwhile, here comes Sabu, who is death-defying. And Rhino, who charged at Sabu, being sent to the outside onto the floor. Oh, look at that! Over the top, taking out Rhino. Meanwhile, it's Jeff Hardy and Abyss in the ring. No disqualification, no countouts, anything goes. Everything is legal in this match. And Hardy up and over. The charismatic Enigma flying over the top, throwing caution to the wind. And Rhino and Sabu, who know exactly what it's like to face some of the most extreme matches in this sport, being two of ECW's originals, genocidal and suicidal, is the death-defying daredevil that is Sabu. Meanwhile, Rhino, who is literally built like a rhino, just a monstrous man. And speaking of monstrous men, Abyss, who gets taken out by Hardy. It's taken a lot to keep down Abyss. Meanwhile, Sabu, I believe, has already been busted open. That right eye of Sabu is bothering him. And here comes Abyss going after Hardy. And the thing about this match, when there's all kinds of blood and chaos, for Sabu, it can get in your head with the blood in the eye. But Sabu's used to it. Sabu's been, like I said, through some of the most extreme matches in pro wrestling history. Meanwhile, Sabu just launched that chair at Rhino. And in the ring, you've got Abyss and Hardy. Sabu now back in the ring. Sabu now looking to throw caution to the wind. Springs up. Crash and burn. Taking out Rhino. Sabu firing himself like a missile. Up and down. And Hardy, whisper in the wind. Taking down Abyss, but Abyss is not an easy monster rather, to keep down. Looking to twist the fate of Abyss. But look at Abyss. Oh, that's going to do a lot of damage to the rib cage midsection there of Hardy, who's holding on to the midsection. Sabu going to take advantage of the opportunity to go for the cover, but only enough for a 1 count. Now all four back in the ring. When it's every man for themselves, there's all kinds of chaos that can happen. And it's going to take a while for a winner to actually be determined, because everybody is fighting against each other. There are a lot of variables in this match, as opposed to a traditional standard one-on-one match. Meanwhile, Hardy and Sabu with a temporary team up. Oh, and every man for themselves. Look at that from Sabu. And Jeff Hardy just learned something very valuable from Sabu, and that's not to trust anybody. And look at these vicious kendo stick shots from Rhino, using his large frame of his to add extra force with these shots, using that kendo stick. And Abyss sent into the corner by Rhino. And one last shot. And now it's Rhino who's measuring up. He's measuring up. Abyss looking for a gore. Uh-oh. But here comes Abyss with a chokeslam onto the steel chair. And now goes for the cover. Will it be? Oh, but Rhino kicks at it too. And it's Abyss. Near fall on Rhino. Meanwhile, Hardy getting back in this. Hardy going after Abyss now. What is Hardy looking for? Of course, Hardy's looking for a ladder. Jeff Hardy, a man who knows what it's like to compete in some of the most historic ladder matches. Oh man, Rhino, you heard the sound of that weight belt being used on Sabu. And Abyss applying a lot of pressure here, putting the pressure on Hardy with repeated ladder shots to the midsection of the charismatic Enigma. Jeff Hardy, who's been laid out, looking worse for wear. What in the world does Abyss have in mind for Hardy as he sets up a table? And you've got James Mitchell in that direction. And he wants Abyss to lay out Hardy for good. Oh, God, and a second table. If you thought it couldn't get any worse with one table, let's bring another one into play. Meanwhile, over at ringside, we've got a table that's set up using the ring apron and the guardrail. Sabu and Rhino over there. But when it's bound for glory, one of these men are bound for glory. But it's going to take a lot of willpower to get there, especially in a match with high extremities such as this one. Oh no. Sabu. We've seen this before. Vintage Sabu. Oh my God. Sabu lays out Rhino. Meanwhile, we go back and see Hardy thinking something absolutely insane in mind. He's going all the way to the top. There's no way. Mitchell's telling Hardy, don't do it. Jeff Hardy. High risk. Oh my God. A swanton bomb laying out Abyss. And James Mitchell cannot believe what is just witnessed. Let's get another look at that. And slow motion, throwing his body like it's nothing. Meanwhile, Sabu had that camel clutch on Rhino for a bit. Now turning his attention. Oh, what a shot to the midsection of Sabu. Rhino with that kendo stick to the midsection. It seems that Rhino now being a little bit cut open on above the left eye. You had to know that there was going to be a lot of blood involved in this match, and you can hear the "this is awesome" chants. We have seen all kinds of chaos in this Monsters Ball match as Rhino just got sent into the corner where that steel chair was placed. And Abyss, and rather Sabu, taking out Rhino. And with Abyss and Hardy laid out, this could be over right now. What? Are you kidding me? Abyss is still somehow moving after that. Meanwhile, where in the world is Hardy after all of this? How in the world is Abyss still even moving? Hardy now, who's just getting up. Hardy seemed to have gotten the worst of that. It's almost like Abyss is supernatural. I spoke his name, and the next thing you know, he is already back in the ring. And now we have another table involved. And Sabu, who has a steel chair in hand once again. The absolute chaos and brutality in this match has gone next level, showing no remorse for each other. Have these four wrestlers shown, well, technically not shown, and dumping Sabu onto that broken table onto the floor. And this time Sabu gets dropped by the monster Abyss. And now Abyss. And Abyss has the black bag of doom with attacks, but a gore! And Rhino just gored Abyss through the table. What an absolute gore that nearly ripped Abyss in half. Meanwhile, here comes Hardy back into the fray. And now it's Hardy going after Rhino. And a back elbow from Rhino to Hardy. Hardy still somehow alive in this match after going for one of the highest risk moves I have ever had the chance to witness. Oh no. No, not this. Oh my God. That's how you paralyze a man. No, did he pin him? Rhino won? Rhino's done it. What an absolute masterpiece. This Monsters Ball match filled with all kinds of expected chaos. Tables broken everywhere. Bodies laid out, blood, chairs, kendo sticks, ladders. This lived up to the expectation of what the potential of a Monsters Ball match is all about. It seemed that Sabu had it, but let's take a look at all this chaos that had happened throughout the match. These highlights, absolutely insane what it took to get to where we did. And it was that driver, the Rhino driver, that closed it out. And Sabu was just a millisecond short from breaking the cover.